So I've been busy today. So this morning I went over and picked up this Cub Cadet. Yeah, it's a 50-inch, barely fits in the back of the truck. It kind of hangs out. And we wanted a service on it. And then they wanted me to look at the belts and different things. So after, I don't know, well, I've been at it all day. The belts were bad. The valves were out of a misalignment. He said he bought it used last year, and then over the winter he hurt his back, so he was going to do all these repairs this spring, but he hurt his back and he got surgery, so he wants to make sure this thing's good for his wife. So I've been at it all day, so I replaced the belts. Now the nice thing about this one, he gave me everything I needed. The oil filter. He said don't change the air filter, don't change the spark plug. Asked me to change the fuel filter. He didn't have one of those. I did that. Got the oil. Had new blade. So he also gave me new belts. Sorry, the battery died, so I don't know exactly where I left off. So, but you can see here that the belts are pretty well chewed up. And so I replaced those. Like I said, he gave me oil. He gave me full synthetic, which you can use full synthetic 10W30 on your lawnmower if you want. Unless you got a break-in period, some of the mechanics say that you should use regular oil for the break-in period, whatever your instruction, manual says. But then you can go to full synthetic. And then anyway, I had to go pick it up and bring it over here. What else was there? Oh, so now the Permatex for the valves have to seal, or to dry the sealant. It has to dry 24 hours, so I can't even test it until that's done. It had a pretty good oil leak around that one valve cover here on this side. The sealant they put on was very thin, and it didn't do a good job. So got that fixed up, and then I'll wash it, and then I got to do a test drive, get it hot, and then shut it off. He says that it doesn't want to die when it's turned off. So what that could be is the solenoid on the carburetor has went bad. If that's the case, then I got to order a part and get that fixed. And then sometime this week somebody's bringing me a grasshopper, so we're gonna have to get that up and running. And now that's going to be an old one. And in yesterday's video I was telling you that I'm just gonna piece that one together step by step. And then I guess on Friday I got to go pick up a John Deere and do a service on a John Deere. So I mean, we're just getting swamped. Now tomorrow I'm supposed to get a carburetor for a chainsaw that I was supposed to sharpen blades with a while back, sharpen chain, but it bogs down. So that'll put a chain on, or put a new carburetor on. That should fix it. Get the hoses fixed, new fuel filter. And then while I was working on this, I was right in the middle of a part where I'm holding on to 20 things and trying to get it all screwed back together before I forgot how it went back together. A guy pulls up and says, I got a chainsaw that I need you to look at. And he says, my daughter told me about you. He said, I didn't know anything about you. Which was funny, because when she said, hey, go check out this guy, he said, the one at the tiny house? She said, I don't know. Does he live in a tiny house? Yeah. But he's never seen my signs. So she knew about the business. He knew about the tiny house. So it's an MS-31. It's the same. It's newer as that I said 71. MS-171. Well, heck, let's just go in there and take a look at it. So, because I've been keeping the chainsaws in the camper, so they don't get wet and nobody will get suspicious. Hey, I need to interrupt this video real quick and ask you if you can, at the end of this video, go to the next box at the end of this video and click it. It'll take you over to my other channel. I am so close to getting enough watch hours that we'll be able to get monetized. You know, it's only been what, 2 months since I started that channel, maybe not even quite 2 months. And you know, now that the summer's starting and we're getting new projects, it's really going to take off. I'm sure of it. I'd really appreciate if you go over and watch it. Thanks. It's a little messy in here, and I know the trolls are going to love it, but it's my mess. I know where everything's at. I got it kind of organized for my where everything is, welder and all that. So this is the one I got to fix with the carburetor. That's an MS 260, and this is an MS 171. That's the one that I just got today. This is mine. That's an MS 170. So you can see they're identical nearly, except the one is newer. This is the one I rebuilt the engine, or I put a new engine on. Well, I put everything new on. It's got a new carburetor, a new ignition coil, new spark plug, new everything. So you can see they're pretty much identical. So tested this one, and it doesn't have any sparks, so we'll put a new ignition coil on it and see if we can get that thing up and running. They didn't have, there's a ignition coil called Stens, S-T-E-N-S, that's an aftermarket, and they didn't have one for the MS 171, but they did have it for the MS 170. So I like the Stens because they're pretty reliable. So I mean, just within a few days, we just all of a sudden got swamped. I mean, here we got this chainsaw, both these chainsaws. And you would think during the winter is when you would get the chainsaw, but it's not. It's right here when springtime's coming. I guess what it is people is getting ready for spring cleaning, you know, cleaning up the yard and knocking down branches. That's what the old man, the MS 171 said it was. He was going to cut some branches down. The 260, I think, is a young kid's, I say young, he's probably a young adult. Still probably lives with mom, or maybe. I don't know about that, but his mom is paying for the bill. So I'm assuming mom wants some work done on her property. And he said, well, it doesn't run and change dull. And so she said, well, just take it over there and get it fixed. So I'm telling you, we're getting busy in a hurry. And I don't know if I told you, but I got to wash that. Now the problem is we got a rain coming tomorrow, so I can't really do much testing on that Cub Cadet. I got to keep that valve cover dry, so we're going to keep it covered, keep that valve cover dry until it dries. So that's Tuesday, so I won't be able to do any testing till Wednesday. Oh well, I tell you, I'm pretty excited. I mean, here it is, March. Spring isn't even here yet. We haven't even rolled the clocks just yet, and we're getting busy. I mean, with all these jobs coming in, I mean, I don't want to tell you how much I make, but I don't charge a lot, and I think that's the key to the thing is, well, like the MS 171, that small chainsaw. He was going to take it down to the closest town to a garage, and they work on everything, cars, tractors, just everything. But they cost so dang much. Nobody around here wants to take it all the way down there for one thing, and then they don't want to pay that much. So I get business just because it's cheaper. I do free delivery and pickup. I think people like that. I mean, I think they would pay it, but it's just a service. I mean, here's the thing I'm thinking. Yeah, I could charge to go pick it up, and what I say is within a certain range. I think 20 miles is what I got on there. 20 miles, I'll go pick it up. Maybe it's 15. Anyway, for free. So, I mean, this one was, oh man, maybe 10 miles away. Get it loaded up, and I was back here within 45 minutes. Had it unloaded and ready to go. So here's the thing I keep thinking. I could go charge them for the pickup and delivery, but would that prevent me from getting business? I know the big ones, they'll do pickup and delivery, and they charge a lot. I just think the more I can do as a courtesy, the more business I'm going to get. And when you're and I heard this from a professional mechanic, a lawnmower mechanic, the more you can do as a courtesy when you're starting up, the more people will be willing to pay you in the future. Once you get a good reputation, everybody knows you, everybody knows where you're at, and everybody knows the pickup and drop off procedures, and they know when to call or how to call, and you know, they got my email address, you know, the whole thing. When everybody's comfortable, then maybe I can start charging for the diagnostic and the pickup and delivery. And the reason that's going to be important then and not now is because then I'm going to be so busy that I won't be able to just do every job. So people may be more selective. If I say, look, I'm going to charge you 30 bucks to pick it up, and 30 bucks pick it up, delivery, whatever it is. Somebody might say, okay, never mind. Why don't you, I'll drop it off. Well, see, that saves me time. That'll keep me working. So I can work on the lawnmower, or I can go pick up and deliver. I'm making the same amount of money probably. It doesn't matter. But the more I can get done, I think the better off I'll be, because I get more customers done and more people happy. I don't know, I've been just thinking a lot about, you know, this being the second year, about how to improve things. You know, one of the things, I mean, when I dig in, I got tools laying all over the place, and all day long I'm trying to put tools away. I really am, but they just kind of get spread out. So I've ordered a drawer set to put my tools in, so I don't have to scatter all these tools out to find the one I'm looking for. I can just open up a drawer and pick one up. Hopefully that will help me bring it back, is my goal. So as I was sitting here recording, I remembered I wanted to make a tag to remind myself to tighten the PTO belt, because I got to put the belt on. See, I dropped the deck down, but I need to wash it, so I don't want to put the deck back up just yet until I get it washed. So I got to tighten this bolt up here. So I'll hang this tag on this belt, and it should remind me to tighten the bolt after I get the belt put on. And it was a mess. I mean, there was so much dirt on this, it was up to the pulleys. I knocked a lot of it off, so you can still see there's a ton. It does feel good to get back to working. I will say I'm pretty sore having taken such a long break. I guess I haven't really consistently worked very hard on lawnmowers since last September, probably. So, you know, standing and up and down, bending, and I'm stiff in spots. My legs are sore, my back's sore. Not hurt, just sore. So, you know, the muscles are having to work again. And I noticed that I gained 15 pounds over the last few months, so I need to get back out here anyways. So, well, I guess I'm just going to sit here and ramble on and not say much. So, I hope your summer is exciting as mine is. I'm just really excited. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video over on my other channel. I'd really appreciate it if you go watch it. We're getting really close. I mean, really close to having enough watch hours to get that thing monetized. And now that summer's starting, that channel will start getting, you know, this year's projects on there. So hope I can inspire you. I don't know. Have a great summer. So you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.